You can make money in real estate without using any of your own money or without having any credit. I repeat, you can make a lot of money in real estate if you don't have any money currently and if your credit's bad. Wholesaling real estate is the ultimate side hustle. And by side hustle, I mean you can make an extra $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a year, or you can make an extra $100,000 to $300,000 a year if you go full-time into it. So you can dip your toe in the water and just make a little bit of money and spend a little bit of time and slowly build that into a business where you can quit your job and take control of your financial future and be your own boss. Wholesaling is the first step for most real estate investors, so we're going to talk about it now. This is the third part of our three-part series, how to invest in real estate without using any of your own money. This is wholesaling. This is kind of the first step that sets the foundation, so let's get rocking. Just a reminder, our year-end giveaway where you're gonna have access to me and my entire team for a full day is almost upon us at the end of 2020. So beginning of 2021, we're gonna draw a name from one of the comments on our entire channel here. So comment on this video and all our other videos as long as you're watching them, like them, and comment on them. And we're gonna pick one of those comments. We're gonna give you access to our entire team for a full day to do whatever we can to help you grow your real estate investing career. Make sure to stay tuned till the end to hear the Mazy joke of the day and the lightning round. I run across investors all the time that do a ton of big flips a year that make a ton of money and that have a huge rental portfolio that they're just sitting back collecting money every single month and growing wealth. Most of them started out with wholesaling, and a good majority of them still wholesale. Wholesaling is a great single source of income, but it's also a great bolt-on to other parts of real estate because you come across properties at a discount and it allows you to make money on them if you don't feel like having them as a rental and if you don't feel like rehabbing them. It's a great way to get rid of and sell properties that you will eventually come across as you get involved in this industry. Simply put, wholesaling real estate is getting properties under contract at a discount. If you learn this skill and you learn this skill well, you will be coming across properties that you can get under contract at a very cheap price. After that, the options are yours. You can keep it and wholesale it and make money, hit that easy button. You can fix it and flip it and make money, or you can keep it as a rental. Either way, you have options if you're learning to get properties under contract at a deep discount. Now, wholesaling is the easy button. Wholesale is getting something under contract. You usually don't close or you don't have to close. You can sell that contract to somebody else and make $5, $10, $15, $20, $30,000 on one deal. A simple way to put it is wholesaling real estate. A wholesaler is basically acting like a real estate agent for investors. Now, it's obviously a little bit different. You don't need a license in most states to do it like you do a real estate agent, but a real estate agent gets paid by somebody giving them their house and telling them to list it and put it on the market, and then they sell it, or they take somebody and they introduce them to the house and they buy the house for them. They take care of all the transactional things, the paperwork, and they get paid a few % of points to do that. Wholesaling is pretty similar. You come across a property and you connect it with a buyer and you make a fee for connecting the two dots. Now, the little bit difference in wholesaling is most of the time you have to come across the house yourself. You have to get the property under contract. You have to do a little bit more work, but then you do end up selling it without closing and getting paid a fee for connecting a seller and a buyer. A couple key points that I want to stress to you if you're new to wholesaling, and then also I'm going to give you a couple of our lead sources. Then we're going to get into Mazy's joke and the lightning round. One key point when you're negotiating the contract with the initial seller. I get asked all the time, what happens if I can't find a buyer? If you get under contract and you can't find a buyer, what happens? That's very simple. You take care of that from day one, from step one. When you're negotiating with the seller, you let them know that there is some type of contingency in the contract. You could have it be an inspection contingency, a partner walkthrough contingency, whatever it is. It needs to be in there and it needs to be transparent to the seller. Never hide that contingency, because if you hide it and they sell on it legally, you can get out of the contract, but it's just going to give you a bad name. They're going to complain and you just don't want that. It's not worth that. You may not buy quite as many deals because you're transparent about that specific contingency, but as you learn how sellers react and how to word it, with the little bonus tip, I'll give you a quick little elevator speech how you can word that contingency to not scare off the seller. You still might scare off some, but you're just protecting yourself. And if you have that contingency in it, there's literally zero risk. That's why I love this. You don't need credit, you don't need money, and there's zero risk if you build that contingency in. Like I said, make it transparent, make it a couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks if possible. And while you're doing that, you are shopping the property to the end user. Access, if you can get access to the house, that's extremely important. If not, make sure you're taking pictures and videos so when you do send it to a potential buyer, they have all the information they need. They're probably gonna need to get in the house one time, but at least they can run a lot of the numbers before they get in. You're sitting at the table with the seller and you're going through the contract and you're now to the point where you talk about your contingency. You don't wanna scare them away, but you wanna be transparent as possible. So a couple of things that I like to say is, I'm giving you the price that you want, and I'm doing a 2-week contingency. If I can't sell it, it's because I'm offering too much, because I have a really good buyers list and I go to all the best investors in town. So if I can't sell it, it means I'm probably paying too much. So at that point, we can either reevaluate our options where the contingency is over, or you can drop it and sell it to somebody else on your list, or do whatever you want with it. You're no worse off than you are right now, but just give me 2 weeks to try and give you what you want. That kind of will help ease their minds. And there's other angles and things you can do. It depends on the specific seller. Every seller has different hot buttons and trigger points and things that they want or don't want. So you need to discover those as you're in the house. One quick tip I would say, as you're getting to know the seller, talk less. Don't talk a ton, listen to them, let them talk about the house, let them say the good, the bad, the ugly. You just shut up, get to know them, ask them questions about them so you uncover the real truth or the reasons why they're selling besides the monetary factor, because there usually is more than just the money. A couple ways you can find deals for cheap. I'm gonna hit my 2 main ways that we talk about them all the time on this channel, but I talk about them because I try to give you guys the best information possible. And then we're gonna do lightning round and Maisie's joke. The first way is get to know real estate agents. You want to build as many connectors as you can, people who connected to properties that can bring them to you to wholesale or to buy. We buy 200 houses a year, 100 of them we buy from our connectors. Probably half of that, or maybe a little less, are real estate agents. So you want to get to know everybody, but focus initially on real estate agents. They will bring you deals, and if you get a handful of good real estate agents who know investing in your pockets, that is an unlimited lead source. Literally, if they're good real estate agents and are going to be in the industry for a while, they can bring you a handful of deals or leads a year each agent. So you have deals coming in perpetuity every single month. I don't know if the perpetuity is the right word to put in that specific sentence, but I did. But you can just get deals coming in, have 5 good investors that bring you 5 to 7 deals a year. You might not buy them all, but that's, what is that, 25, 30, 40 leads brought to you a year for however long they're real estate agents and you're investing for free. Maybe a coffee, maybe a lunch, maybe a beer, whatever it is, but in general, that's free. So that's a great place to go, because real estate agents are the front lines to deals. They come across 9 out of 10 great properties that won't work as investing, but the 1 out of 10 that they do come across that the seller needs to sell fast that works as an investment, they'll call you. The second way is driving for dollars. It is a way that you can do on your own spare time. You can set a wait time every single week or month to do it, or you can just take a different path to work or the grocery store or whatever as you're driving around and try to come across properties. Driving for dollars is coming across properties that are not well taken care of, not talking long grass. We're talking, there'll be a picture popping up as I'm talking here of a super overgrown house, or there's stickers on the front door, or there's just mail coming out of the mailbox. Just shows you that it's abandoned or vacant or not well taken care of. That house has a much higher chance to sell at a discount than just your average standard house that a family's living in that's in great shape. That's not gonna sell at a discount, but the house with issues might. So that's what driving for dollars is, getting out and finding those types of houses. Now you can do that yourself and find the house and try to contact the owner by looking them up on the tax records or knocking on their door, or you can hit the easy button and use the Driving for Dollars app called Deal Machine. It's an app, I know the owner personally, and we have a free code that if you use the code FASTERFREEDOM, it gets you 2 free weeks of the app along with 15 deal credits where you can send mail and skip trace, which means contact the owner directly through that app. So it's a great way to might as well try 2 free weeks that will allow you to potentially buy a house for free, and then afterwards you can decide if you want to continue to use the app. So that's wholesaling in a nutshell. Let's get into the lightning round.
Can you wholesale a deal that you got from a wholesaler?
Yes, you can. That's what we do a ton of. When we buy, 100 houses a year from our connections, a lot of those are real estate agents, but a lot of them are wholesalers. If you build a good buyers list, or you just know somebody that's looking for a specific deal and that wholesaler brings it your way, there's great chance that you should be able to mark that up a little bit and sell that. It's kind of it's kind of a double wholesale. If anything, you might not make as much money, but you're just literally connecting the dots, and you should be able to make a few grand out of it. So that could happen for sure.
Who are the best people to wholesale properties to?
The best people to wholesale properties are your cash solid buyers. You can find them by joining those local Facebook groups and asking and looking and seeing what other people post their deals, and taking those email addresses that people say, yes, I'm interested, here's my email address. That can start to build your buyers list. But also go to those local meetups, and you'll know who the big players are in town. You'll ask around and you'll see. So the most solid cash buyers possible is the best way to start your buyers list.
Do realtors have an issue with you wholesaling a property that you bought through them?
Yes, so that's a conversation you want to have with real estate agents. Some will have an issue with them, some won't. Just depends on the real estate agent. Lots of times you just need to have that conversation with them and let them know that you're going to be wholesaling it. Most of the time they won't have an issue with that because they're still going to get paid on their end. They understand the business. All the good real estate agents understand wholesalers, so they'll be fine with it. You might have to coach the first few ones through it if they're not familiar with it.
Should you build your buyers list first, then become the wholesaler, so you know what areas to kind of target to for realtors?
I would say yes and no. I mean, that's the best possible way to do it, but if you come across a deal as you're building your list or haven't built your list yet, that's okay. Just post it on those local real estate investing Facebook groups. You will sell it if it's a good deal. Maybe you won't sell for the very, very most because maybe there's a really good cash buyer that you're going to discover in the next couple months, but you will at least sell it and make some money on that group if you haven't built your buyers list yet.
When did the War of 1812 end?
The War of 1812 ended in 1819. When did it end?
I have no idea.
Look that up. So we create questions for the most commonly asked questions that we can think of for this lightning round, the new thing we've been trying out. If you have questions that you want on the lightning round, make sure to put them in the comments. I'll answer them most likely, but I'll also add them to the lightning round if it pertains to the video we're doing. So make sure to do that. What do you call somebody with no body and no nose? Nobody knows. Thanks for watching this video, guys. We really appreciate it. If you got any value out of this, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We do this all the time. Comment. I'd really appreciate a like on this video and our other videos that you guys watch, and comment on the video. I'm the one that personally responds to those, so I love to interact with you guys and kind of see if our video hit home or not, and I love suggestions on future videos. So check in on the next one. Thanks for watching.